The ongoing search for stability at the quarterback position for the Pittsburgh Steelers has once again surged to the forefront of conversations across the National Football League, evolving into one of the most scrutinized and widely debated storylines in professional football. What once appeared to be a manageable post-transition phase has gradually transformed into a prolonged period of uncertainty, one that continues to test the patience of fans and the confidence of analysts. Ever since the retirement of franchise icon Ben Roethlisberger, the Steelers have been navigating the difficult and often unpredictable journey of replacing a generational quarterback, an endeavor that has historically challenged even the most stable and well-run organizations. Roethlisberger's departure marked the end of an era defined by consistency, leadership, and championship aspirations. For nearly 2 decades, he provided Pittsburgh with a sense of security at the most important position in sports, allowing the franchise to remain competitive year after year. His presence masked deficiencies, elevated teammates, and provided a foundation upon which the Steelers built their identity. Replacing a player of that caliber is never straightforward, and the struggles that have followed only reinforce how rare such long-term stability truly is in the NFL. In the years since, the Steelers have explored multiple avenues in an attempt to find their next franchise quarterback, yet none have delivered a definitive answer. This ongoing uncertainty has become a central theme of the team's identity in the post-Roethlisberger era, shaping narratives and fueling debates about the organization's direction. The situation has only grown more complex with the emergence of veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers as a potential option, a development that has added both intrigue and controversy to an already delicate scenario. Rodgers, widely regarded as one of the most talented quarterbacks in the history of the game, represents a unique case study in late-career decision-making. His accomplishments speak for themselves: multiple MVP awards, a Super Bowl title, and a legacy that ensures his place in the Hall of Fame. However, the passage of time has inevitably altered his trajectory. As he approaches his mid-40s, questions about durability, consistency, and long-term viability become increasingly difficult to ignore. For the Steelers, the possibility of acquiring Rodgers presents a classic dilemma: should they prioritize immediate competitiveness with a proven veteran, or continue searching for a sustainable, long-term solution? This question has sparked intense debate not only within the fanbase but also among prominent voices in sports media. One of the most notable critiques came from Stephen A. Smith, who addressed the situation on First Take with his characteristic intensity and candor. Smith's comments quickly resonated across the sports world, amplifying concerns about the Steelers' approach and placing additional pressure on the organization's leadership. According to Smith, the Steelers' interest in Rodgers is indicative of a deeper issue, one that extends beyond roster construction and into the realm of organizational philosophy. He argued that relying on a quarterback nearing the end of his career reflects a lack of effective planning and development at the position. While acknowledging Rodgers' greatness, Smith emphasized that he is no longer the dominant force he once was, pointing to recent playoff struggles and the absence of sustained postseason success in the latter stages of his career. In drawing comparisons, Smith referenced legends like Tom Brady and LeBron James, both of whom have defied conventional expectations of aging athletes. However, Smith made it clear that he does not view Rodgers as belonging to that same category of late-career excellence. His critique was not merely about Rodgers as an individual player, but rather about what the pursuit of such a player represents for the Steelers, a franchise he believes should be operating from a position of strength, not desperation. The reaction to Smith's remarks has been mixed, reflecting the broader divide within the football community. Some agree with his assessment, viewing the Steelers' quarterback situation as evidence of a failure to adapt and evolve. Others argue that his criticism overlooks the inherent difficulty of finding a franchise quarterback, particularly in a league where demand far exceeds supply. The truth likely lies somewhere in between, as the Steelers' situation is both a product of external challenges and internal decision-making. At the center of these decisions is General Manager Omar Khan, who assumed his role in 2022 with the responsibility of guiding the team through this transitional period. Khan inherited a roster in flux, tasked with maintaining competitiveness while simultaneously addressing long-term needs. By many measures, he has succeeded in keeping the Steelers relevant, avoiding the kind of prolonged downturn that often accompanies the loss of a franchise quarterback. Yet, as is often the case in the NFL, success is ultimately defined by the ability to solve the quarterback position, a challenge that continues to elude him. In an effort to address this issue, the Steelers have invested in young talent through the draft. The selection of Drew Aller in the third round of the 2026 NFL Draft represents one such attempt. Aller entered the league with considerable upside, boasting the physical attributes and arm talent that scouts covet. His collegiate career at Penn State showcased flashes of brilliance, but also highlighted areas requiring development, particularly in terms of consistency and decision-making under pressure. Similarly, the addition of Will Howard in the sixth round of the 2025 NFL Draft provides another potential pathway forward. Howard's journey to the NFL may not have been as widely publicized, but his skill set offers intriguing possibilities. As with Aller, however, the transition to the professional level presents significant challenges, and the likelihood of immediate impact remains uncertain. The presence of these young quarterbacks introduces an element of hope, but also underscores the inherent unpredictability of player development. For every success story, there are numerous examples of prospects who fail to meet expectations, a reality that complicates the Steelers' decision-making process. Investing in youth requires patience and a willingness to endure growing pains, luxuries that are not always afforded in a results-driven league. This brings the conversation back to Rodgers and the broader question of strategy. Pursuing a veteran quarterback offers the potential for immediate improvement, providing a bridge while younger players develop. However, it also carries risks, including the possibility of short-term gains at the expense of long-term stability. For a franchise like the Steelers, which prides itself on sustained success, striking the right balance is essential. The broader context of the NFL further complicates matters. The league has increasingly become defined by elite quarterback play, with teams like the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills achieving success behind dynamic, high-level quarterbacks. This reality places additional pressure on teams without a clear answer at the position, as the margin for error continues to shrink. Despite these challenges, it is important to recognize that the Steelers remain a competitive team. Their ability to stay relevant in a highly competitive division speaks to the strength of their overall roster and organizational culture. Head coach Mike Tomlin has played a significant role in maintaining this standard, consistently guiding the team to respectable performances even in the absence of elite quarterback play. However, maintaining competitiveness is not the same as contending for championships. The ultimate goal for any NFL franchise is to win the Super Bowl, and achieving that objective typically requires excellence at the quarterback position. Until the Steelers can secure that level of play, questions will persist, and criticism will remain an unavoidable part of the narrative. As the situation continues to unfold, all eyes will remain on Pittsburgh. The decision regarding Rodgers, the development of Aller and Howard, and the broader strategic direction of the organization will all play a role in shaping the team's future. Each game, each practice, and each roster move will be scrutinized, analyzed, and debated, reflecting the high stakes involved. In many ways, the Steelers' current predicament serves as a microcosm of the challenges faced by NFL teams in the modern era. It is a story of transition, uncertainty, and the relentless pursuit of a solution to the most important position in sports. It is also a reminder of how difficult it is to sustain success in a league defined by constant change. For Omar Khan, the path forward is both clear and daunting. Until he identifies and secures a long-term answer at quarterback, his tenure will continue to be evaluated through that lens. Every move he makes will be judged not only on its immediate impact, but also on its contribution to solving the team's most pressing issue. Ultimately, the Steelers' quarterback saga is far from over. It is an evolving narrative, one that will continue to captivate audiences and generate discussion across the football world. Whether the solution comes in the form of a seasoned veteran like Aaron Rodgers or emerges from within the organization's young core remains to be seen. What is certain, however, is that until the question is answered, it will remain the defining storyline of the Steelers' present and the key to their future. Thanks for watching and see you soon.